Okay, this is my video on how to draw up and give yourself testosterone. This is my example. This is actually an expired bottle, but it'll do for demonstration purposes. I take my syringes from work, so you can see that this is 27 gauge. This is like really, really tiny. It's a tuberculin syringe. This is actually the syringe we use for directly under the skin to TB tests. So it's extremely tiny. You can see how fine that is, and I can still draw up medicine with it. So this is the proper technique from start to finish. We start by opening our syringe. Make sure on syringes like this, many of them have they have shield protectors that will engage if you press this down too far. So don't press that down too far. Sorry, I can't really make this focus. I don't have the world's best camera here. Incredible. Okay, so first we start with our alcohol. You need 2 alcohol swabs, your syringe, and your med. Open the alcohol swab. The way you properly clean is you hold on. I'm so sorry, this is blurry. I can't do anything about it. You hold on to the side and you press the top. You can see how I'm pinching it so that you can see how it is cleaning the side and the top. Then you do 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it is clean. If you're feeling extremely fancy, you want to totally let that dry because bacteria is killed by drying, not drowning. That is the mnemonic, but it's good enough. We uncap our needle and we pull back. I am going to draw up. Can you see the numbers? I should be drawing up 0.2, so I am going to pull up 0.4 of air. It doesn't have to be a super exact. Sometimes when I'm in a rush, I'm just like, good enough, you know. If you keep continuously putting in too much air over time, you will eventually notice that this is really full of air and starts to like maybe even squirt a little bit. If that is happening, don't do this step for a bit, or start actually, okay, so in this example, remember I am drawing up 0.2. The proper technique, the one that we're taught in nursing school, is that you then bring up 0.2 of air, inject that to replace the amount of air with the amount of medicine that you're pulling out with air that you're putting in, so there's no vacuum inside of the bottle. But because this is a thick oil and it doesn't come out easily, that's why I do to 0.4. But you can gauge, you know, what is needed from how your bottle is acting. For this example, I am going to do 0.4. Then you insert. You see the air. Everything's good. You may notice if you have way too much air in the bottle already that this starts to very slowly pull back on its own. That means you have too much air, which is fine. That's not a bad thing. It just makes the bottle may just squirt at you a little bit, that's all. You're never going to like explode the bottle or anything like that. Don't worry like that. That won't happen. Hasn't happened to me in 11 years of doing this. It's not likely to happen to you. Okay, so then you inject the air. I'm really sorry, again, that this is so blurry, but you inject the air into the bottle. Now you tilt upside down. I don't know how I'm going to make it see it if it won't focus. Can you see the needle in there? Right now, can you see that the needle is in the air? It's going to drop air. Now it is submerged in the fluid. So now it is submerged in the fluid, so it will drop fluid. But you have to make sure, and if you're not sure, like here, let's say, oh, you can see the needle is in the fluid, but the tip of it is in the air. Draw back the needle. And so see how there's the tip? You can see now the tip is moving there. And that tip is fully submerged in the liquid that's above it. So now I know that I'm going to be drawing up medicine. You don't have to jam it in all the way every single time, especially if you have a long needle. And especially if you're running low on med. You may have to go all the way so far down that you actually can't even see the tip of the needle anymore because it's like hidden in that metal part. That sometimes we do that. That's okay. So I've inserted the med. I'm sorry, I've drawn up air in my syringe. I've punctured the medicine vial. I have inserted the air. I have made sure that the needle is suspended in the fluid, the tip of the needle, and it is not dangling above the medicine level. And now I am going to draw back. You see that I'm drawing back to 0.6. I only need 0.2. But I'm going to draw back to 0.6 and then I wait. If that doesn't work, and yeah, see, look, I don't know if you can see, but I already have some liquid already is in there. Not a lot. And there is an air bubble, which I'm going to address later. So make sure that the tip of the needle stays floating in the fluid, in the medicine, and pull back. I am currently pulled back to 0.5, and then wait. Just wait. Be patient. I've already gotten about 0.1. I need 0.1 more. We just wait. It's actually going pretty quickly for me. You can see how there's some in there now. Almost, almost. Okay, so now we check. There is some fluid in here, you can see. Now we check the level, so we press back slowly until we get all the way to the top. You can see that I've actually pulled out 0.3. But, and I don't know if you can see, there is an air bubble at the top. And that's why it's always good to draw more than you actually need. In this case, I've drawn 0.1 more than I actually need. So what you're going to do to get rid of that air bubble is you flick, just to make sure that all of the air rises to the very top. Hold it perpendicular, straight up and down, and very slowly and gently. I'm trying to show you, but it's very hard. Slowly, can you see? Slowly and gently express the air back into the tube, back into the medicine vial. Then we check again. You can see that I actually am still below 0.2. So we're going to very slowly push this syringe up. Remember, it's going to be hard. This stuff is thick. Be careful and go slowly and gently. There is no rush until you're at 0.2. See, I'm at 0.2 now. Perfect. Then invert the bottle again so that you don't have medicine gushing out at you. Pull out the syringe. The syringe is now full of liquid. You can see that it's full of liquid there. It is up to 0.2, and I have drawn it with a 27 gauge needle. Then use a separate second alcohol swab to wipe the leg, or wherever you do. I'm a leg person, but wherever you inject. And then you do not need to clean again or do anything. You can just put away. If you're feeling very gung-ho about sterility, you can clean it a second time, but it is not necessary. So I will inject, for the sake of not gushing oil all over everywhere. I will pretend this is my leg. I am then giving the medicine. And then I am activating. You can see that the needle has vanished because I have activated the needle safe by pushing this all the way in. Generally, I recommend that you do that you press until it activates the trigger while it's still inside of you. That way there is absolutely no chance of a used needle waving around in the air. Give it to the person, press until the needle vanishes, until either the shield comes up around it or it retracts into the needle like it does here, and then it is safe to dispose of. The last thing I will mention, and this is a note, part of the reason that they want you to draw up with one syringe and give with a second syringe is because every time that metal of the needle punches through something, whether it's met with the rubber of the vial or your skin or anything, it becomes a little more dull, and therefore it hurts a little bit more. So you may find that it is more painful if you use the same needle both times. I can put up with it and care more about cost cutting than the other, but it is a note that you may want to consider if you're finding these really painful. Another way to reduce the pain of injection is to numb the site with a little ice pack. Frozen vegetables is what I use. Anything will do. You just numb that site with an ice pack for about 10 minutes before you administer the shot, and you will find that it is painless. Okay, really hope this has helped. Love you. I may post this to YouTube as a resource for other trans folks if this is helpful. Okay, bye-bye.